Class 9 Biology Chapter 5th, the fundamental unit of life. Today we are going to be talking about the 5th chapter of Class 9 Biology, the fundamental unit of life. The chapter starts off with the question: what are the living organisms made up of? All around you are living organisms, your friends, your cousins, your siblings, but what are all these living organisms made up of? All living organisms are made up of tiny compartments called cells. Cells were first discovered by Robert Hooke in the year 1665 while examining a thin slice of cork with a homemade microscope. And there are two types of cells: unicellular cells and multicellular cells. Unicellular cells are cells which are made up of only a single cell, while multicellular cells are cells which are made up of multiple cells. Some of the cell types being smooth muscle cells, blood cells, nerve cells, fat cells, bone cells, and ovum. How do unicellular cells and multicellular cells work? Multicellular cells have different cells work at different parts of the cell. This is called the division of labor. But how do unicellular cells do that? Unicellular cells have cell organelles which help them do the various work of the cell, which allows them to function. The structural organization of a cell. The cell contains of various parts, the outermost covering being the plasma membrane or cell membrane. This is the outermost covering of the cell that separates the contents of the cell from its external environment and permits the entry of materials in and out of the cell. The second part being the cell wall, and the cell wall is only present in plant cells and provides another rigid outer covering. It lies outside the plasma membrane and is mainly composed of cellulose. Nucleus. The nucleus is a small round membrane found in a cell. It plays a central role in the cellular reproduction. And the last, we got cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the fluid present in the cells, enclosed within the cell membrane, that comprises water and enzymes, salts, and various organelles. Osmosis. The osmosis is the process where water, the movement of water molecules through selectively permeable membrane is called osmosis, being that if the the water concentration is higher outside the cell and it's lower inside the cell, then the water from the outside will go inside the cell. And there are three types of osmosis. The first being hypertonic solutions. If the medium is surrounding, the cell has a higher water concentration than the cell, meaning that the outside solution is very dilute, the cell will gain water by osmosis. Such a solution is known as a hypotonic solution. Isotonic solution. If the medium has exactly the same water concentration as the cell, there will be no net movement of water across the cell membrane. Such a solution is known as an isotonic solution. Hypertonic solution. If the medium has a lower concentration of water than the cell, meaning that it is very concentrated solution, the cell will lose water by osmosis. Such a solution is known as a hypertonic solution. Animal cells, plant cells, and their parts. The animal cells and plant cells have different parts varying from cell wall to other parts and organelles. We will start off with the animal cell, and our first topic being endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is a large network of membrane bound tubes and sheaths. It looks like long tubules or round or oblong bags. The ER membrane is similar in structure to the plasma membrane. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum: rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum looks rough under a microscope because it has particles called the ribosomes attached to its surface. The ribosomes, which are present in all active cells, are the sites of protein manufacture. The manufactured proteins are then sent to various places in the cell depending on need using the ER. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum helps in the manufacture of fat molecules or lipids important for cell function. Some of these proteins and lipids help in building the cell membrane. This process is known as membrane biogenesis. Some other proteins and lipid functions as enzymes and hormones, although the endoplasmic reticulum varies greatly in appearance in different cells. It always forms a network system. Thus, one function of the endoplasmic reticulum is to serve as channel for the transport of material, especially proteins, between various regions of the cytoplasm or between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. The endoplasmic reticulum also functions as a cytoplasmic framework, providing a surface for some of the biochemical activities of the cell. In the liver cells of the group of animals called the vertebrates, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum plays a crucial role in detoxifying many poison and drugs. Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus, first described by Camillo Golgi, consists of a system of membrane-bound vesicles arranged approximately parallel to each other in stacks called cisterns. These membranes often have connections with the membranes of endoplasmic reticulum and therefore constitute another portion of a complex cellular membrane system. The material synthesized near the endoplasmic reticulum is packaged and dispatched to the various targets inside and outside the cell through the Golgi apparatus. Its functions includes the storage, modification and packaging of products in vesicles. In some cases, complex sugars may be made from simple sugars in the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus is also involved in the formation of lysosomes. Lysosomes. Structurally, lysosomes are membrane bound sacs filled with digestive enzymes. These enzymes are made up of rough endoplasmic reticulum. Lysosomes are a kind of waste disposal system of the cell. These help to clean the cell by digesting any foreign materials as well as worn out cells organelles. Foreign materials entering the cell, such as bacteria or food, as well as the old organelles, end up in the lysosomes, which break complex substances into simpler substances. Lysosomes are able to do this because they contain powerful digestive enzymes capable of breaking down all organic materials. Mitochondria. Mitochondria are known as the powerhouses of the cell. Mitochondria have two membrane coverings. The outer membrane is porous while the inner membrane is deeply folded. These folds increase the surface area for ATP generating chemical reactions. The energy required for various chemical activities needed for life is released by mitochondria in the form of ATP molecules.